Let's go.
Hello. Are we going?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're alive.
Oh, hi guys. Hi internet. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Nothing unusual there though. Wait, what were we supposed to be doing? Yeah, introducing you guys. So, well, can you tell I haven't done this for a while? Welcome to Pulp Cthulhu, for Fumble Folks, and the homebrew campaign / game thing, of Siren Song. We have our wonderful, I don't know which order they're in and all that sort of thing on screen because that would be professional. But we have our players, including a new one, which I'm not even sure where he is on screen, but somewhere around here.
Like,
Oh no!
you also be.
I
That
don't.
way?
Yeah, you
on
also
the-
be.
Yeah, like on the Discord, I'm like at the bottom, so it's just like, who knows?
We're flipped, so I'm not too sure which one.
Yeah, I never know directions anyway at the best place.
No.
But yeah,
No.
So, with that, do you want to introduce your characters, everybody, once again, for people
Yes.
who are just joining, who've never seen this before and wondering what the hell is going on, and for he's down there, new player once again. I'm sorry, I will get better at this eventually, maybe in about 10 years. So does anyone want to start in particular?
Sure. Hello. I'm Doran. I'm playing the muscle-bound freak show that is Sturgeon, our local boxer rich boy who ran over a bunch of civilians last time.
Indirectly.
Indirectly, not on purpose. And no one got killed, only mildly injured. Don't make deals with the devils. Yes. That's... I mean, the cops don't know. We ran away from them.
I believe you actually gave statements to the cops.
No, I wanted to, but we fucking ran.
Oh,
No.
did you? Okay, good to know.
We bolted.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good. Nice chat, players.
And then immediately went to my place of residence.
Good. For no reason. Who's next?
So, hi, I'm Sarah. Also, thank you, Andy J. Mick, for following.
Thank you.
Tonight I am playing Lucas Sterling, mustache. That's all I need to say. But nah, he is the weird one of the group. He is all into the mythos and ghosts and all that fun jazz. So
Tonight I'm playing Sterling's mustache.
tonight I'm playing Sterling's mustache.
That is going to have to become an actual mythos item at some point. That basically.
I would love it.
When he dies, you get turned to ash. All that's left behind is his mustache.
Yes, and worse.
Oh no.
Another mustache?
Another mustache?
Hi, I'm playing Nancy. Her heart was recently broken as her department in the library has been blown up. So, in her distress, she has poured herself into reading. Can't remember the book with the long name that I can't remember. Currently, my character is intelligent, but it doesn't mean that I always am.
I relate to this.
I need to highlight things so I can remember things quicker. Yes. So, a librarian who works at the Arkham College, University College.
And our other nerd.
It's me. I'm the other nerd. Hi, I am Matt, and I am playing Arthur Clark, professor from England, recently moved to the Americas on the quest of Egyptology, trying to get swept up in that craze. He knows nothing about any bullshit demons. He just wants to learn a bit more. This is all made up stuff. What are you talking about? It's safe.
I remember when I was like that.
Yeah. I hear I
The
was
good
thinking
old...
fourth would be the charm, but no.
He still has that new investigator smell where he hasn't touched the mythos, hasn't come across anything creepy.
Well, that's what I like. When I was like doing the character development, it says if you go this like background, like if you're first and you do not believe in the mythos at first, you will try and like logic it away and be like, class, let's do that.
Everything has a rational explanation.
I say bullshit.
I said bullshit.
I call bullshit on that, and that.
And you get a bullshit. And you get a bullshit.
Free bullshits for everybody. Yes. So, for those just joining and not aware of what's been going on, these guys, after escaping a haunted asylum, made their way to meet with a. I always want to call him something. Rupert Merriweather, that's his name because I always want to call him Rupert Murdoch for some reason. But an old friend, Rupert Merriweather, to help understand what the hell happened at the haunted asylum, where he then directed you on his dying breath to a haunted, I say haunted, possessed house in the middle of nowhere where you proceeded to kick the residing demon's ass, along with a zombie bear and a dead hobo, who you kind of scared.
I punched him once and he started crying like a little bitch.
I mean, yeah, you just like terrorized by this invisible force, and then you lot show up and punch him in the face. I would be crying too.
It's fair. It's fair.
After defeating that, you returned to meet with a Dr. Armitage, a person who you tried to seek help from before. However, failing to get what you wanted, you threatened him and stole his pen.
Still have that pen.
Yeah, that's going to become a cursed item at some point. I'm just warning you now. Nah.
Our 2 different pens. We stole 2 pens.
We stole one from the asylum and one from.
I'm gonna have to like put pens everywhere now just for you to steal, aren't I?
Yes.
Kleptomaniacs you all are. But yeah, so after sort of receiving word that despite your thieving ways, he'd done a bit of research more into things, and he had some information for you. But he'd need to meet up with you in his office. Upon arrival at his office, you'd found that it was abandoned and looked as if it'd been tossed. And sort of searching through drawers and things like that, you managed to pick up various things. Along the way, finding out that some scoundrel had placed a bomb, apparently with what looked to be less than a minute left on it. So, you mostly all booked it straight away. However, I believe Nancy had to be dragged away as she wanted to save as many books as possible. Upon managing to just about exit the building, the bomb exploded. Whereupon, sort of searching the crowd and just sort of looking around and piecing yourselves together, you noticed a masked figure walking away. Once giving chase, the figure proceeded into a car, which then took off. Our wonderful Sturgeon decided that, yeah, this is a cowboy movie, I'm going to shoot the tire out, it's going to be fun. However, he fumbled and took the deal with the devil, which meant that his wonderful shot caused the car to careen and tip, nearly crushing several onlookers. However, nobody was seriously hurt. And upon sort of looking into the car for any survivors, the driver was dead instantly. However, the passenger was still alive, though he had a gun, and unfortunately, before Sturgeon could do anything else, he committed suicide. By gun. This led Sturgeon and the gang to skedaddle to Sturgeon's mansion, because of course, at least one of them has to be super rich. Where we left it off this session. Last session. This session, we start off not with the main gang, but with our new investigator, Arthur Clarke, who, on discovering a strange object, has been doing a bit of research and found that a Missouri Moses in Chicago is the person to speak to. Traveling a few days, that sort of thing, taking a leisurely time. Eventually, you arrive in Chicago, check into a hotel, take a bit of getting used to, like a bit of rest after your long travel, freshening up. You head on out to Missouri shop, the Boudoir Cat, and I put that in chat because my voice is going as well.
The boudoir cat, did you say? Sorry, yeah?
Yeah, the Boud. Here we go. I apologize for my spelling and all that sort of thing because I'm terrible. The Boudoir Cat, which is a pokey little antique slash psychic tarot card reader kind of shop. And you manage to sort of like find it through the back streets, in like this pokey little door. And upon entering, you find yourself in a rather lavish sort of red velvet, drapes, carpet everywhere, deep mahogany furniture sort of lobby, along with several other people, one of which I do believe you recognise to be someone related to you, possibly if you're still going with that angle, and an older gentleman dressed that be what looks like a butler of some sort, who is currently conversing with the other group. As he sort of turns to which one of the group is sort of leader and sort of addressing the butler. Would like to address her.
Who wants to do it?
Who wants to be the face man? Essentially.
Oh, I mean, mustache.
A moustache. Moustache is the face man.
Fair enough.
Sign of authority in of itself.
Yeah. It's like it's its own bonus if you use the mustache.
You use the mustache.
Yes.
Got to twirl it in your finger.
I mean, I can actually do that.
No problem. So yeah, the butler himself will sort of. Let me just do this. There we go. He sort of addresses you. Madame Moses shall be with you shortly. She is preparing from her last client. She will be momentarily. You may wait here if you so wish. And as Arthur enters, he will turn. The butler will sort of like turn to you. So, if you would like to wait here, these fine people are in front of you in terms of the queue.
That's quite all right. Thank you.
I shall let the madame know as he sort of takes a bow and leaves yourselves in the sort of lobby.
So like he's standing there, looking around.
Yeah.
Eyes narrow a little bit. Good heavens.
Long time no see.
What the bloody hell are you doing here?
Me? What are you doing here?
I asked you first. This isn't how it goes.
After World War One, or sorry, shit, the Great War, I moved here to get away from it all.
You could have at least wrote and let us know.
Wrote? Why would I write? You guys gave me away.
It wasn't me. That was their parents. For heaven's sake.
How have you been?
Quite well, actually. How about yourself?
I've been better. Made a name for myself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it. Doing what? Something good, I hope.
Fighting, as usual.
Ah. Well.
I'm in the papers.
Oh, very, very good.
Reaches into his pocket and throws down a paper. Not on the first page, like on like the second or third.
You
The
just
sports
carry some
section.
newspaper, just like, sort of like,
Oh yeah, definitely. Obviously, latest fights, definitely.
I'll do the
Yeah.
classic, like, gentleman pick up the paper, like, give it one foul sweep. So, like, straight out. Very good.
Thank you.
So, you've been here since the Great War, or long,
Ah.
or?
Yes, essentially.
Well, of all the places to meet you, I wouldn't ever imagine it would be here.
Ugh, some crazy shit's been going down.
Elaborate.
Ugh, I'm not the one to do that. I pat Sterling on the back.
Well,
Friends of my brothers. Oh no.
Oh no.
oh no.
They don't want to meet me, no!
Oh, how rude of me. Sterling, this is my brother. Brother, this is Sterling.
I didn't know you.
Pleasure to meet you.
But I'm literally holding my hand up for a handshake, like
Yep, I'll
for
Extend.
gentleman.
my good hand out. Arthur Clark, at your service.
It was all mine. Yeah, I didn't know Surgeon had a brother. That's new too.
To be honest, I tend to forget I do sometimes as well.
Okay, but yeah, why were you here? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna be honest here. How much do you know about the normal stuff? So like, because like
Hmm.
I've met these fellows and Miss, and they didn't know a lot, and now they know a lot. I met another fellow who didn't know a lot, and now they know a lot. So I just want to categorize you to know how I'm gonna carry on my conversation going forth.
When
So,
you say non-normal, do you mean...
ghosts, monsters, ghoulies, spooks in the night?
Sterling, my brother is the most normal you will get.
Why?
So you mean children's stories and such? That's rude of me. I do apologize. I am here in the States, brother, in case you're wondering, in the craze of Egyptology and the study of. So I'm doing a lot of research into that. So I am clued up on different belief systems and such. But monsters? Really? Brother, what are you into?
Either a lot of drugs, or I hope it's drugs.
Fair enough.
It just looks away, just like
I've tried convincing them at the initial introduction that this stuff existed and was real. I'm gonna take a step back this time and just let you experience it going forth.
honestly, there's no way to mention. There's no way to introduce it other than experiencing it.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn that myself, but
So you're saying there are monsters and things that go bump in the night?
yeah.
You're lucky if they only go bump.
Okay. Fine. I'll entertain the notion for now.
I fought a resurrected bear last week.
Drugs, then.
I hope so. I hope so.
all the drugs.
Nancy's probably just sort of half and not really there, just continuing to read the rest of the book. The Whisper, and I found out the name, The Whisper from Beyond.
Yes. A book that only 2 of you can currently actually read, as I remember.
One of them's not fucking me. Who else? Oh no, the one other person is not here, so it's
Yeah.
currently only
Yeah.
Nancy who can read it.
Yes.
Logan, yeah. Logan was just like, cool, let's go. And then it was kind of like, I need to know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
essentially it's Nancy and Logan paid the price to read the book, which is a drop of blood. The others
And
decided,
hit points.
yeah, it was like the others were like,
So
yeah,
bad.
no, we're not going to do that. We're not going down that route just yet.
We don't need to do that. That's
They
crazy.
got punted across the room.
Yeah, we did.
My trophy case.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that was also part of it.
I've made enough deals. I ain't touching that book.
Fair enough. Makes sense. You're learning. Well done.
Don't mean to pry on your group's business, but what brings you to see Missouri Moses? It's like put on my
Answers.
notes.
That would be prying, wouldn't it?
Well, it would be indeed, but it's my brother, so I need to make sure he's somewhat safe.
Really?
Well, yes, I think you don't know your brother well.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's been many a year.
Mm.
With this, the butler will sort of like pull almost like a velvet and sort of like beaded curtain back. Would you care to meet the madame now? My voice is going weird.
Yes.
As he sort of bows and holds the curtain open for the group.
Stands up. Are you joining us? Or are you
Well-
gonna wait your turn?
I mean, you're in front of the queue, so it'd be rude of me to butt in. You have
You're
your own
welcome to-
private business?
Nice seeing you, brother. And I start walking.
As brother?
Brother.
Brother.
Actual, like, Sherlock and Mycroft sort of vibe. These two right now.
Yeah.
Brother mine, please behave.
Yes, I love it. Yes, so the main gang then, sorry, are sort of directed into a rather lavish looking chamber after walking briefly down like a very plain wooden hallway. You're shown into this purple and red velvet cushions, drapes. There's tarot cards and crystal balls on shelves. Lots of crystals, and there's a thick smell of incense in the air. And I sat in front of this round table with purple and gold sort of cloth up, over the table, and a large crystal ball sits a small young looking woman. Hang on, if I can. Oh, it's up there. Thank you, Roll20, for making me remember how to use you. Me and Roll20. Yes. Dressed typically as a fortune teller. Sort of rich golds, a sort of furred coat, shortish, like shoulder length hair, as she kind of looks to your. It's about time. That's not. I'm going to say this now. I apologize to anyone who has ears. My accents are terrible. I can do voices, I can't do accents. But essentially, I will say that now before I start speaking what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a New Orleans accent. However, I suck. So it's about time that yourselves arrived. I've been waiting very long for this day. Please sit. And you notice that there are 1, 2, 3. There are about 4 or 5. Yeah, we'll say 5. Why not? 5 chairs sort of sat around this round table. Pretty big round table. I love how I'm actually trying to show you in person. However, my camera doesn't actually show. Thank you, camera.
I would like to sit down, but I want to keep like my elbows and hands like right in front of me on the lap because there's a lot of psychic stuff and I ain't touching any of this. This feels like it'd be a bad idea.
It's like, please keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times.
I prefer to stand.
So be it. As she sort of motions to the butler, who sort of like follows you in a little bit on this sort of stunned doorway. It might be a good idea to let Mr. Clark in as well. He is potentially involved in this now as well, through his.
I knew it couldn't have been a coincidence, brother.
Hang on, that was back up. The butler will kind of go and collect Mr. Clark. The madam will see you now as well.
Oh,
Mr.
okay.
Clark. Please follow me.
I'll get up, Problem McCain.
Yes. He will take his time to walk with you and direct you to the room where there is already a chair waiting. It's up to you whether or not you take it, as your brother is currently standing.
I'll take his seat. Little nod. The seat in front. Brother.
Brother.
I love it. Yes. As you all kind of sit down. She will motion. Missouri will motion to the butler, who kind of pulls in like a little trolley with a silver tray, tea, urn pot thing. I am British. I do know what it is, but I'm an idiot, so my brain.
A decanter, a tea
Yeah,
decanter.
that's the one.
Yeah, pot.
And
Okay.
a sort of
Pot.
a glass of what looks to be bourbon or some sort of dark sort of liqueur spirit type thing. And several glasses and cups. Please help yourselves. I know it's been a long journey for you.
Much appreciated.
It is a pleasure, Mr. Clark. The older.
What tea is this?
It is Earl Grey, my dear.
Ah, yes, thank you.
I got a taste for it on my travels. It's stayed with me for a while. With that, and after everybody sort of settled, she'll turn to you all. Now, I assume that some of you, or at least most of you, are here because of recent meetings with certain things that you've encountered. Whereas others, and she points to Arthur, may have things that they wish to show me, by any chance.
Arthur, I feel you may benefit hearing first before we delve into our details.
Okay. A little bit peculiar, but fair enough. And I sort of like go to like a satchel at my side and I pull out my item, which is it's a black rock in the shape of a disc with some engravings on it, with a large symbol in the center, about the size of the palm of my hand. And on my travels, I came across this, and I picked it up in the hope of it being something, with my course of study, Egyptology, but something was wrong about this. It doesn't quite fit the niche. It's unique, and I wanted to get more, answers as to where I can maybe discern it to be.
Has it come up for everybody?
No.
No.
Oh,
Go.
there it is.
Yep.
Is it?
Fancy.
Ooh.
I recognize the symbol.
Don't touch it, it's mine.
I won't break it, brother.
Your big
And I just
bare
realized
hands.
they're in the wrong thing, so... Okay.
Yes, it's the Archaic Arcane. I just said in my head, sorry. That was just me thinking out loud.
Yeah,
Apologies.
no worries. With that, Missouri will sort of like hold a hand out, and if you offer it, she'll take it. She'll sort of like study it for a little while, sort of turning it over, examining the markings and all sorts, before she does pass it back. That is a very rare thing these days. I believe that it is a sort of protection, a way to bring good luck in times of dire need. I would keep it on yourself, though the symbol is very rare, and may have something to do with your brother's companions. Their fate seems intertwined at this moment.
So you're saying it's not of Egyptian descent?
Entirely no. It may have come from Egypt, but its origins are far older than Egypt.
Good heavens. I'll offer it to the group and was like take and examine it. I'll offer my hand out with the disc.
I'm so tempted just to do psychometry on it.
Yeah.
God, do psychometry
Yeah.
on it.
Sterling,
Do
you wanna
it.
take Sterling, maybe you can find something more interesting.
Yeah, and
If you still wish to, then you can give me a psych. I can never say it right. Give me a
Come
psycho.
on, psychometry.
is
That's basically what it's gonna be called.
Psychometry.
Psychometry.
Give me a
So
psycho. roll.
psychometry.
Use your weird ghost powers.
did the wrong one, but
Yeah.
it's a success anyway.
As I say, give me a psycho roll. Simply because it makes it easier. I will say as well, just to remind everybody and everything, if you make a check and succeed without using luck, tick those boxes next to your skill, because when we come to developing the characters, then that's just to help you remember what you can level up. Then, and I'll go over it then when we do get to a level up advancement, whatever. There's like several different ways to say it.
We get a raise.
You get to raise your skills if you fail them, which is like one of the few times you actually want to fail something. Which is confusing, but yeah. Yes, so touching the disc. Yes, you get several clear images come to your head. The first being this sort of. At first, you think it's like, especially after hearing Arthur mention Egypt, you think, oh, it's like Egypt in ancient times. Then you realize, wait, no, because there's something not quite right. There's something alien, and you realize that in this image of sort of like stone pyramid type buildings in the distance, and sort of following these human-like beings, sort of as they sort of work and toil the fields, you realize that there's actually 2 moons in the sky. So you're like, wait, it looks like Egypt, however, that's not right.
Something weird about this image.
The next image that you see is of a large, shadowy thing. You can't quite put your finger on how to describe it, but the best thing you can describe is a large shadow that seems to be just all-encompassing. You get this feeling that the shadow is alive and looking directly into your soul before it quickly comes to another image. An image of this very cold, very dark cave. And you hear and sense chains moving in the dark. That sort of metallic rustling sort of thing. And almost as if there's something there watching you. And as you sort of stay in this sort of thing, wrong one again.
I was gonna say, as soon as they hear chains, you'll probably see Sterling like tense up a little bit, because chains are not a good thing with this group.
No. But
Where did we
as
encounter chains?
We're in the asylum where we chained up that fucking bone dragon.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I forget there was a bone dragon.
Bone dragon.
It was a bone dragon.
We did
A
a
dragon
thing.
made out of bones
It was a thing we did. Yeah.
next to the river of blood.
And totally because that was all the token that Tasha had at the time. Anyway, in this last image of the darkness and the chains, you kind of, as you're in the image, you begin to hear this almost like melodic, that's the way.
Melodic.
Yeah, melodic
Sorry.
humming, and this sort of reverberating, almost like song. And it just sort of stays with you as you fade back out.
No tap.
Well, that's not
Arthur's-
good. That does not
Right,
sound
it's been an
good.
absolute pleasure, lads, but I must away.
That would be the smart decision before you get too deep.
As you
Yes.
come back out into the sort of like fortune teller's room, And she kind of looks at you, Sterling. Yes, Sterling. It's like, you've seen the one that dwells in the shadows. And the one that is chained.
Yeah.
It is unfortunate that you have witnessed these things. Though, the fact that you are still in control of your mind tells me that perhaps you did not see them in their entirety. Which is good. You do not want to look beyond that veil. But how are you, Mr. Sterling? Are you feeling okay in yourself?
I'm feeling fine. This isn't a day in the office for these sort of things, isn't it? As you know. You're of the same nature.
Similar, yes, but not the same. Your gift is more concentrated, whereas mine is more widespread.
Why do I
But
feel
yes.
like she's insulting me?
It is not an insult, I guarantee you. It is... Your calling is to the darkest sides, whereas I merely guide those that need to find the darkness. You are the one that will have to face it and hopefully defeat it before it has a chance to consume us all.
I'll certainly try.
Yes. Speaking of the darkness, what could you tell us about the worms?
The worms?
Yes.
What worms?
The worms is the name of the group that was written on the hidden letter.
Yes, the worms.
So
It's one of those things.
the yes,
I have some notes, and some of them have disappeared because I've forgotten where I put them.
yeah, Sturgeon decoded from the code because it was like an old war code that the higher ups are called the worms, and they're describing plans moving forward to take the doctor, to find the key, to open the vessel, to release the siren.
Yes,
So
it wasn't so much the higher ups were called the worms; it was the lower sort of disposable people.
Disposable people. Hang on, I'll have a look.
I
Let me
believe
double check.
they had a different name.
Did they?
Yes.
The Solemn Screams?
The Solemn Screams, yes.
Or the Inheritors? The Inheritors, I think.
Yes.
This is why I've got a highlighter now to highlight names and stuff.
Yes, so the main sort of like organization is known as the Inheritors. The sort of subcult, coven, if you wish, is the Solemn Screams.
Yes, okay. Right. Park, reverse. Let's go back. What could you tell us about the Solemn Screams?
They are misguided. Mostly misguided youth that are tempted by the lure of power, as much youth is. They seek to... how do I put this? They seek to watch the world burn. A lot of their goals, their methods are violent, and they wish to see a bloody end. The Solemn Screams, I believe, look to cause this downfall of man by using a being known as the Chain Siren.
Tash,
Yes.
could I quickly scan around the room to see if I can find any symbols that we've associated with the cult so far to make sure she's on our side, or could I do like body language?
You can give me a spot hidden check to find anything suspicious.
And that's the purple one, right? Because I'd roll it at advantage.
Yes, a purple one for advantage. Green one for straight.
So that's hard success.
Nice. So looking around, you do see a fuck ton of symbols. Both occult, just regular, and some which you're like, I'm pretty sure that's just a doodle.
Mad ramblings on the wall.
Yeah, it's sort of like, well, not so much like mad ramblings on the wall, but more like if you've ever been to like a spiritual shop or like a tarot card reading, it's sort of like there's symbols everywhere because it adds to the sort of mystical things. But it doesn't seem to be like, oh my god, that's the evil thing.
Yeah.
You do pick up, pardon me, but there are a few instances of, I want to say, I'm not sure if you guys have come across it, but it's sort of like a star with an eye.
No, I don't. That doesn't ring a bell in my head anyway.
Okay.
We
But she's
haven't.
not hiding any black masks anywhere, like in her back pocket.
She hasn't got a bomb.
Well, no, I'm just like,
No bombs. Okay, any bombs?
you do not find any bombs. So hang on. So for those who know Cthulhu stuff, the sort of star with the eye is called the Elder Sign, or is quite commonly known as the Elder Sign. I wish I could. Balls. Yeah. Because it'll take too much, and most of them are copyrighted for various reasons. Hang on, let me just draw it. Why not?
Is it a star with an eye in the middle?
Yes. So it's essentially.
I've done a very terrible interpretation of it.
Hang on.
I'll see what yours is before I show it. So this is what I did so far. Though I have a feeling it is probably... Ooh, can't see anything. There we go. Ah!
Maybe.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mine
it's
just
like-
looks like a really bad starfish.
It's
What was it called again? Sorry?
It is the Elder Sign.
The older
Elder
sign.
I'm gonna put that in chat.
Thank you.
But usually it is a sign of protection. Essentially, those who dabble in the occult and things that well beyond the normalcy of man use the Elder Sign to basically say, fuck off. No harm here. Yeah. Back demons. It is a safe symbol, essentially. And you do see a few instances of it around the room, like say on like a tapestry or like maybe on a book cover. As there are a few of the bookshelves with various like occultish looking books, as well. In between like the knickknacks of the occult, that sort of thing. Like you do see a couple of like voodoo dolls and stuff like that, but yeah. Yes, so that's what you see. Like I said, nothing overly, I'm the evil bad guy, because Tasha would never do that.
Just checking. See if you're getting sloppy.
Me, good point. But yes, with that, she'll turn to Arthur. What is it that you wish to do? I know that you have a love of the books, though with your discovery of this, you may have begun to peek behind the veil. Your brother has already dipped his toe in, so to speak, but you may still turn back if you so wish.
You're asking a sort of open-ended question. What I intend to do. I came here to study in my field of research. I didn't expect to meet my brother, out of all people, certainly not. Give him a little side eye, or set behind like a little side over the shoulder. But you're saying, and Sterling over here has been saying something of occult nature, monsters peering to the veil. Like, we say it's rather quite exciting, isn't it? pinch of salt and all that, but
The
you
innocence,
have my interest.
That's definitely a word for it.
the innocence of those that I've not seen. It's refreshing to see someone such as yourself, though it can be dangerous. Tread lightly, Mr. Clark. Sometimes you may not like where the path takes you, and you may end up not returning from that path, as many people do not, either through madness or death. The path is never easy. But
Ominous, but
only
okay.
slightly up. With that though, she will turn to you all. So what is it that you wish to know more of?
The Northern Angelus.
Yes. They are.
I-
Oh, we are.
We are.
Yes, I work for them. As I assume that you know this because you have read Dr. Armitage's letters, or he has told you. It is a damn shame that he has been taken, but I did warn him. Back to your first question. We are an organization that wishes to not so much fight, but in a traditional sense, but defend humanity from what lies beyond, what may cause harm. The monsters that lie beneath your bed, for instance, and those that you do not see when you look into the abyss.
Um.
Don't
So
become
would
really
you
fast
have
there.
the answers to how we ensure that they fail in attempting to awaken the siren or enchain the siren?
Path ahead is fraught with danger. As with many of these cults and covens, they do not take lightly to when they fail, and they do not suffer fools who wish to stop them. They will try any means necessary to gain what they want.
Yes, fully aware of that. Just
Yeah. Though they are restricted by what is required to unchain the siren, so to speak. There are several things needed. For once, though in fairness it is not that far away, maybe a few months at best, they need the stars to align into where she's imprisoned. Essentially, a pathway to open. They also need what is required to break the chains. I am not entirely sure of what this is, though I assure you they probably have a better idea.
is that why they kidnapped my boss?
Armitage probably knew more, or at least would unknowingly be able to help them. I think he was taken because of what he knew, and what he could help them willingly or unwillingly.
He did look quite unwell last time we saw him.
He has seen things, much like yourselves, though he did not have the benefit of surviving unscathed from his encounters, shall we speak.
Yes, I feel like he completely doubted our abilities to cope with this sort of truth.
You wish to, if I remember correctly, view a book of certain power. And I, understanding the situation, fully agree with Armitage that it was probably best not to let you view it. Sometimes simply knowing or reading or even seeing a page of power can have dire consequences for the viewer.
Well, what would you advise us to do next? It appears that outside of our control would be the stars, but perhaps there's something. If we find it first, then it means they can't unchain the siren.
Yes.
She just looks to the guys, or the gentleman, because gentlemen. A little bit skeptical at Arthur because kind of like, not sure what you're doing, but yeah, you two for sure.
I return the side eye.
I mean,
Do you can play this game?
Sterling is just keeping his focus on Madame in front, like not taking his gaze away because he wants to see what she's saying.
Okay, right.
If the worst comes to worst and this siren does get unchained, how do we rechain it? Would it be the same ritual that we did before?
Yeah,
If you know of that, I assume you do since you're a psychic.
it would not. If she is released, there are very few things that will be able to put her back. It is not the easiest things to do, containing creatures of that nature, of the beings of that strength and power. Never go easily.
We resourceful group. Sure, we'll be able to do it.
I will say that you've only witnessed a fraction of her current power. When in that basement, you used the rock, I believe you called it, and she showed, as I said, a fraction of her power while still chained. She has put her eyes on yourselves now. It is very, very important that you watch your backs, as there very well may come a time where yourselves are the targets of her plans or the cults. And yourself, Arthur, simply for being Sturgeon's brother, may find yourself under fire.
My apologies.
It's nothing new, let's be honest.
Sturgeon rolls his eyes.
Indeed, any loved one could be a target for these fanatics. They do like to be very brash, very guerrilla warfare. Shoot first, ask questions later. Never, whatever the case may be. So just be wary that you are playing with things that may end up costing your life or sanity.
Sturgeon's gonna go behind Nancy and like whisper in her ear. Do you want to mention your tattoo while we're here? This person seems to have quite a lot of answers about a lot of this stuff.
You know what? I nearly forgot about that. And then
It's up
just
to you.
roll the sleeve up and
Mm-hmm.
show the isn't it? Was it birds, isn't it?
It is a feather.
Yeah.
Feather. A feather on my hand.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just sort of show. I acquired this after our night at the asylum. I don't have too many thoughts on it. I have an idea. Perhaps that someone is watching, monitoring, potentially. But do you have any idea what this could mean?
Okay. First thing, as you sort of like roll up the sleeve and go to
Ah.
show Missouri, the mark has changed.
Oh no!
Oh no! I know this place like the back of my hand.
Oh, that's new.
Oh, that's new.
Yes, so essentially it no longer resembles a feather, and instead looks
Oh no!
like that.
Oh no! What does it look like?
That is no bueno.
Oh no!
That is not
Is
good.
no. That's no. If it's similar to the symbol that you were on about earlier, it's a very good thing because that means protection, right?
It's not that
It's
one,
not
no.
that symbol.
Protecting you from that thing, I think.
That's the siren symbol.
I slide my disc over. You need this more than I do.
Is it the siren symbol? Oh damn it!
It is.
Oh no!
It is indeed the siren symbol. And you sort of like, wait, what? Essentially your reaction just then. And as
Yeah,
you sort of, like,
similar reaction from
Yeah.
everyone in the room was like, "That's not supposed to be like that. That's not supposed to be there."
Sturgeon reacts exactly same I do, but less high pitch.
Arthur's just like, oh shit, nice tattoo.
Oh, sick ink!
yeah.
That starts shaking a little bit now. Like,
Yeah. Sorry, I believe some deity or creatures decided to just. It's the problem with being under the stairs is that you hear everything from upstairs and it's just like banging and bumping and like, what the fuck?
We've gone too far, guys.
They
Quickly
decided,
check the fail.
well, sort of. It's like because I haven't thrown anything at you, they're like, right, I'm gonna come after you now, Tash, in real life. Yes. So no, Missouri kind of like takes your arm quite quickly, and sort of like turns it over. This is not good.
no.
I
No,
don't
it's-
know what exactly it means,
Uh,
and I'm going to have to consult the books. But whatever it means, it can't be good.
Sturgeon. Oh, sorry, that's me. Sterling. We have similar names.
We do.
Can you use your gift on a tattoo?
I mean, I can certainly try if you want me to try it, Nancy.
It's just one quick question before we get into that. I'm reluctant to say the name out loud, but also while we were in the asylum,
Mm-hmm.
I was visited by a deity, a thing.
I know of the thing you speak of, and we shall not speak its name here.
Thank you very much. And why is that? Is it a I know why not to say the name out loud, but
Yeah, so for all those who are completely in the dark,
Are we talking about that weird fellow we met in the basement?
No.
yes,
oh, we're talking about the weird creeper that
The weirder fellow we met in the basement.
Yeah.
the weirder guy that we met in the basement. Yes.
hang on, I shall put a.
Different stages of weird.
I mean, it's Cthulhu. There's always weird. It's just
Nilathatep.
yes, Neil after.
You don't say that
There we go.
in our
We
piece.
don't say that.
Yes.
Or the sentence either.
yes.
We don't say the sentence.
For those of you outside, for Chad and also Matt, because you don't know, these guys had a brief encounter with the Cthulhu, well, Mythos deity Nyarlathotep, who is known to be a messenger of the gods and an all-round. He likes to play with humanity and sort of just be chaotic and just likes to dick around. But after defeating what essentially was a bone dragon controlled by a mad scientist, because they're always mad, using a spell containing his name, Nyarlathotep thought, who the hell is using my name for no good reason, and just sort of popped in, said, "Ah, right, cool, I'm going to keep an eye on you," and then popped back out. For lack of a better term. Essentially sort of creeping these guys out, because it was sort of like after a big battle, all of a sudden there's just this random dude, a rather tall, sort of cloaked black man, just sort of behind Nancy, just all of a sudden, before disappearing into nothingness.
After the flesh dragon.
After the...
Because I'm pretty sure it wasn't
Lack of
just
flesh
bones.
dragon.
Yeah, was it just bones, or was it? I thought it was like.
right?
I thought it was a body part dragon.
Yeah, it was essentially bones, body parts, patients, that sort of thing. It was
Yeah.
just
that's what I thought.
awful.
No, it was a body part dragon.
Oh
Yeah.
god, it's way worse.
No. That's why I said about it.
The meat dragon.
Yes. But essentially, that's the extent of the current extent to the interactions with Nyarlathotep. Because I'm not that cruel to throw an actual deity at them just yet. That will come later.
But I'm in the party. I'm the OP character here, guys. You guys didn't realize this.
Chewing.
Yeah. I mean, secretly, he could actually be Nyarlathotep. You never know. No.
That would
I
be
w-
a
He is
bloody
tall.
plot twist.
He is tall.
I
Sturgeon. Is it minor? I guess.
That's when we find out Sturgeon never actually had a brother, and it was literally set from the beginning.
He's just a plant. No, I'm not that cruel, because that would require me to actually have an idea beforehand.
We only said we're brothers like 10 minutes before we started as well.
Exactly.
Don't release the veil. You can't tell the audience that. It was all planned.
My immersion.
Yeah, sorry, immersion. We've just kicked you out the wall. Out the wall, out the door. Both. Who
Both.
knows? Yeah, why not? But yeah, so Missouri, getting back to the game, sort of like examines your wrist, where this sort of mark has changed shape. And as I said, she doesn't know much about it. She knows it's bad that it's on your wrist and that it's changed, and is basically, I will have to consult the books.
The mention of books is also what one? Which books?
Not
I
here.
can read. Ah,
No.
shame.
There are more dangerous books that are kept in a secure location, far from naive eyes and hands that may
Thank you.
endanger the lives of many people simply by touching them.
Does it mean anything that the symbol changed? Obviously, the symbol it is now is a bad thing. But
Not
does
a
it mean
good
anything
thing.
that it's changed?
It could mean the passage of time, simply an evolution. It could mean that the chain siren is now watching you or has plans for you. There are many different reasons why a mark of a creature of that nature would change.
So, with that, I turn to Nancy. Do you want me to try out my gift now? I mean, I prefer to do it in this room with all the elder signs around.
Yeah. Yes, I was about to ask if it's something that you'd be comfortable with, or if you'd. It would probably be best. It would probably be best to do it in a room such as this. Would looking to yeah. Okay. Just
Cool. And take a deep breath and hope
Yeah.
for the best.
I'll lean over
Extreme!
Whoa!
Okay. I'm going to need a Cthulhu Mythos roll from you.
Fuck's sake.
come on. Let's go.
Fail.
As
No, but now I get asked. And I'm tempted.
Oh no.
What were you saying, brother?
as this is happening, I'll lean into like my brother and just go, "What on earth is going on here?"
Oh,
I'm
no.
definitely tempted to take the deal now after hearing that. Just to...
You feel that familiar presence of the creature that you banished. Would you like to pierce behind the veil? Just this once. You know you want to.
Go on then. Let's do it. I've got 8,000 sanity. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good.
Go on then.
Go on.
It's something you shouldn't
Why
say.
not?
Okay.
I'd rather do it in this room with all the elder signs. At least it can't be that bad. We got some protection. And I'd rather find out information.
Oh.
But yes, brother, I don't really know what they're doing either. I think they're looking into the past of the item. I don't know.
The past the item being the tattoo.
Yes, I think.
To be honest,
Does she not remember
none of
getting the
us.
tattoo?
Oh, she remembers getting the tattoo.
It's hard to
Like,
forget about that.
I've never had a tattoo in my life, forbidden. But it's...
It was rather painless.
I've heard differently. One of my friends in the military, he got one over in France. I was a ramble about a guy that got a tattoo.
Yeah. As that ramble is happening, Sterling, you kind of focus in on the tattoo. As you do, you kind of feel this cold energy, and at first it sort of just pushes you back, but after hearing that creature and kind of you feel it kind of help you push past the cold. You find yourself standing in your mind's eye. It feels real, as if you were actually physically there in this cave.
Not in the cave again.
God.
Yes, in a cave. It is freezing cold, as in you can see your breath in front of you, and you feel almost like your blood is slowly turning to ice. It is freezing. You can feel like your fingers begin to turn frostbite. That's how cold it is. As you quickly look around the cave, you see it's sort of this cave sort of is a bit of a tunnel type thing, that opens up, and there's like a little bit of a ledge. You go towards it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, might as well. We're in this fucking far.
Yeah. As you start to walk towards this ledge, you kind of hear your footsteps echoing. It gives off this strange, almost like echoing crunch, though the stone underneath your feet is completely flat, and free of any like debris, but it's almost as if you're crunching. And as you're trying to walk, it's like trying to walk through snow or something heavy. It's strange. You kind of get out to the ledge, and you find yourself sort of like where this ledge kind of comes out and over. Below is this endless deep pit, in this massive sort of almost like cylindrical tunnel. Looking at it, it's probably about 200-300 foot across. It's huge. And sort of looking up at the walls, you can see runes sort of like carved into the walls that are very softly glowing with this very pale green light. And that's when you notice the 6 heavy, like almost not even like bolted into the wall. They're actually like part of the wall, but like chains, so sort of like bolt. You know where the chain ends, and when like if you bolting it down, it's that sort of thing. But like I said, part of the wall, and the chains sort of like descend. They're quite slack at the moment. So what would you like to do? You have an endless abyss below you. And there's not much else that you can see.
Can I touch the chains? Like, can I reach for a chain? If it's
Can you use your gift within a gift?
That's what I'm gonna try.
I will say that you kind of put your hand out. The closest chain is probably about 60 feet away from you. And you kind of put your hand out. As you do, you hear this sort of chittering from above. And you look up. Above, you can see like this, like maybe about 150 foot above you. It sort of opens up to the night sky, and you see it looks like a normal sort of sky, night sky, stars, in a black, and you can see 2 moons. As you sort of look up, you just see this mass of just black, sort of tendrils and sort of feet. It's too far away to make out completely, but it's just sort of moving mass as it sort of like almost creeps over the edge of this sort of opening, stops and looks your way.
Cool. I back up. Yeah. No.
Yes, of course you do.
If Dream Self backs up, I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be like that stupid film where you think you're running really quickly, but you're in slow motion.
As you start to back up, whatever this thing at the top is begins to descend, and quickly, as it comes quicker towards you, you start to make out more details. It's a writhing mass of black worms and tentacles, just sort of moving en masse extremely quickly. You'll move back slowly before the creature actually levels out with you and leaps, landing on the platform in front of you before it stands up on what appears to be hind legs and begins to sort of morph. It melts into a humanoid shape, and a second or two later, it's changed shape to look exactly like you.
Again?
So-
I mean, cool.
It smiles at you before reaching out. And that's where you wake up and come back into the room.
Is his eyes and nose bleeding like before?
Pretty much. I'm going to need a sanity roll because that was fucking trippy.
Yeah. I mean, it's the second time I've seen myself. First time did not end well. Insanity. Fail.
That's the thing, if you look... Oh no!
In which case, I need a intelligence roll from you to
Not
see if
great.
you understand.
No.
7?
Good. So the way I do it is
My
you
God.
sanity roll. If you fail it, you've still got the added bonus of does your mind actually understand what the fuck it's seen. The second roll, the intelligence roll, is the one that you want to fail, because as long as your mind doesn't grasp what the hell it's seen, you're fine. What's the worst that can happen? However,
I was really worried about However, do I get Mythos?
we'll see now.
You've already started failing sanity rolls. You don't want to lose it even more.
Pretty please.
Oh no.
I mean,
Oh no.
You
A
10
10 out
points
of
of
10.
sanity.
10 sanity. Fuck.
But then does that mean 10 mythos?
Yeah.
No. It
What?
means-
Ah.
Have you gone insane before?
No.
I mean, I've been gaining Mythos, and I've got 14 Mythos now.
Is it, have you
I haven't
failed?
properly gone insane before, no.
Right,
What's your mythos?
and
Sarah?
what's the
14.
what's the most sanity you've lost in one go?
6, I think.
Okay. So I need you to go, although you sort of managed to not comprehend, you will go a little bit insane and have a bout of madness.
Cool.
As essentially, it's usually about 5 points up once, and that's when you kind of go insane a little bit. And unfortunately, I rolled a fucking 10 on a d10, which is unheard of for me. So, it should be on your character sheet that you can roll Bouts of Madness.
Where do I see this? Because I've not rolled this before, so I've never needed to look.
It should
Stop
be up by
lowering your sanity.
No.
should be up by your.
Stop
sanity.
putting the fork in the plug socket.
I can't
No,
find it.
it's fine. Yeah. So if you want, well, hang on. If I open up your character sheet, I can do it from yours.
That's because I can't see it.
It's under your sanity.
Is it? Oh.
Like I just rolled one.
Yeah. So, Sandy, pulp Bouts of Madness real time. I roll that for you.
Oh.
Cool.
Crazy plan.
Exactly what we need. Let's go.
Yeah. So, you guys, while all this was happening, you just saw Sterling, his eyes roll back in his head, showing the whites, and he sort of was a bit, like, jittery. He wasn't having, like, a fit or anything like that, but it looked very similar. As he then sort of, like, suddenly come back to himself, and he has a crazy idea. It might just work, but Sterling, what's your crazy idea?
Right, people, 2 moons. We have a giant cavern, crazy tentacle fin. It's all good. We can fight it because I've seen it. Right, what we need to do is we need to follow the stars, get to that cavern, face the fin. It's me. You've seen me before. It's fine, okay? I'm fine. I'm great. Just say, hi, yo, we're here to not kill you, just to chain you up again. It's all good. We don't want a world the end. And then bada bing, bada boom.
I can't argue with that.
No, it's a plan. Alright, so let's go.
Yes,
Go,
yes,
people.
yes, you can. You can very much argue with that.
You son
Yes,
of a bitch.
in this amazing. Okay, if we are going to go with this plan, can we just take 1 second? Where is this cave that has 2 moons,
We gotta follow
Sterling?
the stars.
I don't know. Okay, books. You like books. Go read a book. Right, like, go, Right, 2
Sorry.
moons, Egyptian boy. That's you. Right. You know about this object, kinda. You researched yada yada yada. Has
tried,
there any
yes.
been 2 moons before?
How long does
In
this
the
last?
history of Earth, or because if you're answering Earth, no.
Earth, myths, whatever. You know Egyptians. They came with a lot of myths.
Yes, I know Egyptians. They live on the same planet as us, though. Only 1 moon.
Yeah, but they had like multiple gods. So
Yes, but only 1 moon. Their belief system's not dependent on the moon. They had 1 moon god, 1 sun god.
that's not
Well, actually,
helpful.
multiple
Okay, so
sun
maybe
gods.
it's not Egyptians. Maybe it's something older. What's older than Egyptians?
Ancient Egyptians.
What? How many moons have they got?
Oh, gee. I hate to tell you, Sterling, but this planet's only ever had 1 moon.
God damn it!
I feel so bad.
This little Fred.
I put Sterling's hand in mine, like, I'm sorry. I've only ever had 1 moon. But if you need help researching, because you mentioned books there, I am quite astute in that field. I can look in books if you need me to.
Cool. Yeah, that's useful because we need to find the cave, and I don't know where the cave is because I couldn't see the cave because it
Do you know-
appeared and it stopped me from looking, and I hate not looking.
I can look in my depths of, especially Egyptology, a few segments might be in there about 2 moons.
Cool. Thank you.
Just-
Psychic
maybe-
lady,
maybe
what do you see?
Maybe it's a prophecy about 2 moons.
Good idea, brother. You don't have very many of them.
Thank you.
Talking to the psychic lady, she will look at you a bit concerned.
Fine.
Yes.
Yes.
Suddenly, you're like between the fit and like the sudden. Oh, right, this is a plan. Yeah. She will look at you. There are. Though our world has only had the 1 moon, sometimes at certain points, certain star alignments, gates have been known to be opened to other worlds where there are more than 1 moon, more than 1 sun, and much more worse inhabitants.
Okay. Cool. So we just gotta find that. Gotta find the gate. That's simple. Let's go find the gate. Let's go. We can do
I
this.
will say, with caution, if you wish to find these things, be very, very careful, as there's no telling what lies on the other side.
We don't have time for caution. I just told you, big creepy shadow tentacle monster. That's not caution time. Let's go. Right, come on, people. Let's go.
You said it was
Sterling, did you not just hear the woman that she said that it relies on the stars aligning? It has nothing to do with a physical gate. There's nothing to find. There's nowhere to go specifically. I don't know what has happened, and I do apologise that I asked that we all suggested that you do this, but this is an insane plan that Sturgeon, I cannot believe that you are enabling.
Sturgeon's the only one sticking up Sturgeon.
He's not been wrong before.
Yes,
But this is a bit odd. Hold on, I'll fix this. He goes up to Sterling.
That's my brother.
This will knock some sense into him.
It's not knocking sense into you.
Damn it!
It's basically you're crazy.
It's giving me a concussion. Great.
Yeah.
I thought that would be perfect timing with it ending the bout of madness.
How long does this last?
I would say it's probably just wearing off now, and yes.
See, it worked.
Like the Sturgeon slap probably helped end it prematurely.
Don't just have trademark.
Yeah.
TM.
Cool.
Yes.
The plan
With that.
won't work. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. I don't. My head hurts.
Maybe don't do that for the rest of the day.
Yes. I
Do that again.
know that peering beyond the veil into the abyss can be taxing. So the fact that you made it back with most of your credibility is admirable. I mean, you may survive just yet. Though, if you are looking for answers, I may suggest that perhaps we could contact something that may help, but only if you're willing to run the risk of what we can contact.
You say run the risk. Is it anything that just that had just happened? Because I don't think that I could cope with that happening again, plus it happening to Sturgeon, and to yourself, sir. I do forget your name. My apologies. It's just.
I forget it all the time too. Don't worry.
Yeah, I forget you exist sometimes.
Arthur.
Typical siblings, yes.
Arthur, and this is a lot, and I don't feel that it's fair that. Is this something that you want to be involved in? Is this...
Again, it's quite a tough question. I came here, out of all things, to learn what this disc was, quite simply, and call it fate, stars aligning, to reference what you were saying earlier. It's allowed me to meet all of you, including my brother. So believe what you will, something's brought me here. So it'd be rude of me just to pop in for this hour and then leave. So good to spend some quality time with my brother, catch up on lost years. But...
Quality time. Yes,
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're doing. Quality time.
I have no doubt. But
Something we won't forget.
if I stick around or not, I'm not sure. But in the meantime, I'm happy to accompany you and help where I can.
Sterling, do you feel okay to do something again?
I don't think we should risk it.
Or at least have him sit out. Do you feel okay enough to watch?
I'm okay to do anything.
I
don't believe him.
No.
Can I roll a physiology?
You can... Psychology, yes.
This is my job. I can do this. Okay.
Come
I
on,
understand that
69.
it's your job, but everybody
6! It's a critical success! What is wrong with this man? every ailment, please. I want to see his birth records.
His medical
Childhood
records,
trauma.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Any
baggage.
ongoing.
What does he use on his
Yeah.
mustache specifically?
Mustache wax.
Oh no. His mustache is a separate role.
Oh, I see. Sorry,
That is
sorry.
too powerful.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
for you.
I have to make a mythos roll to see his mustache.
Yes. But yeah, you can tell he's a little shaken. But essentially he's a bit used to it now. You got the sense of that when you first met him, that he's seen some shit. And it seems to have continued.
Mm.
So, it is up to you guys what you should do.
I'm happy to continue. Sterling, I would recommend perhaps you sitting out. At least then you could, I guess, keep an eye on the room, potentially. Just after what has happened, I wouldn't want to ask you to do something like this again. Today.
Today. I will sit out today.
Today, yes. I feel like that's a fair compromise. It's your well-being, and you're too integral to us being able to do something about this that I wouldn't want anything to happen to you this early on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I appreciate your concern. I'll sit out today and be fine. Be okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Trust me, I don't think you're missing much.
Very much just convincing myself of everything being okay.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes, let's go ahead and contact whoever we need to see what we should be doing next.
Are we sending a
Because-
telegram?
I feel it's of the nature of where we sit in a circle and hold hands.
Sturgeon sits down.
With that, I think it might be a good time to have a break as you guys
Yes.
prepare. We'll see that Missouri sort of beckons forth Edmund, her butler, and says to prepare the room as he busies himself, and yourselves kind of help Sterling maybe catch his breath, relax a bit, and also like continue drinking tea and possibly bourbon, and whatever. Just to
Definitely
calm
bourbon.
bourbon. Just sort of to relax yourself.
6 p.m. somewhere.
Yep. Yeah, just to sort of relax yourselves before whatever comes along. Okay.
Sounds great.
See
Yep.
about what, 10, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
10.
Cool. Bye. See you in a bit then, guys.
Bye
See
bye.
you in a few.
Yeah, we are back. We've had a drink. We've had a whatever break, and yeah. Wait, and my sanity's lost. Sorry.
No, my sanity is lost.
Yes. However, my also sanity had kind of crashed. Then Tash.exe had crashed. I had to reboot. But yeah, so we are back. These guys have just decided to basically do something. I'm not quite sure that they understood what they were like getting themselves in for, but they're going to a room. They think they're going to contact somebody or something. Because you don't ask any questions, do you guys?
Never.
He's a
Look.
part of the group that is tasked to help defend.
Yeah, that's
She's
easy
an
mode.
acquaintance of my boss. He said, "Let's do this." So let's.
Yes.
She is the expert.
Try to get a bit spooky. Er,
Ooh, spoopy.
Spooky.
though I'm always like fucking white in it. That is ghost. Yeah, there we go. Fuck it. Oh no, I will need that because I need to read. Never mind.
Then mind down.
I
Just
need to
read.
read the madness. These guys get to play it. I have to read it. Yes. So essentially, after a brief interval, essentially you guys kind of refresh yourselves, maybe have a bit of chit chat between yourselves, before the Madame, and Edmund, whatever his name was, I cannot remember now. Despite the fact it was only 10 minutes ago that I called him. Jedward. Fuck it, why not?
No, what have I done?
Jedward will lead you to a sort of like basement room. This one not quite nearly as lavish as the rest of the building that you've seen. Very plain. There are some quite comfy, like sort of, I want to say velvet chairs, sort of scattered about. There's large sort of open space, wooden floors, wooden panelled sort of room. And there are candles sort of set about. As well as that, you notice the large sort of pentagram drawn on the floor, with several sort of items set to the side, next to a large bowl in the centre. The Madame takes up position in the centre, before she addresses you all. Now, please arrange yourselves around the circle. We will be attempting to contact someone that may be able to help. So, I must warn you, do not accept a bargain, shall we say. Those of you who have encountered beings before, you know the general gist. Don't accept any deals. Don't make eye contact. Do not reveal any information about yourself. From you, Mr. Arthur, try to stay in the circle. Do not accept any offers that person, being that we contact, offers you, as more than likely it will simply claim your life. Or worse, your sanity.
Just that. Okay.
Yes.
Keep an eye on Sterling to make sure that he's sitting off to the side
I'm
and not.
sitting in the corner, okay?
Thank
Just
you.
like in the field position,
Like-
with a cloud around him.
Yeah, sitting in the
Fucking
corner, and as soon as they mentioned all three of those rules, look in the other direction, it's just like, I didn't do any of that, I swear.
The minute he sat in the corner, then Nancy will sit down.
Mm-hmm. With
Only
that,
in
oh sorry, as I say, the Madame sort of motions to Edward, who will like draw another little circle around the chair that Sterling was sat in, and he will say, "Yes, sir, please do not leave the circle. It is for your own protection. Good day." And he turns to the Madame again, and it's like, "Anything else, mistress?" No, thank you, Jedward. Thank you. We shall ring the bell if we require your assistance. Now he kind of leaves yourselves in the basement ritual room, essentially, as you prepare yourselves for what is about to come.
Brother, are you absolutely sure you want to do this?
I mean, what is it we are doing? I know they're saying contacting someone, but I don't see ways of doing so. There's no technology here. Just drawings on the floor.
Yeah. Who are we going to be contacting?
I've just ripped a button.
No.
Oh no!
Oh, wow.
Is that in
I
character?
feel as though
No, in real life, I've lost a button. My paisley vest.
It's because you insulted the ghosts in this game.
spirits, I'm sorry.
Or they could just be that jealous that you're on point.
I mean, I'll trust your judgment on this one, brother. Is it something that we need to do?
It's something that we need to do. I look at Nancy. But you do not need to do this.
Call it a favor for, old time's sake of seeing you again. I'll help.
Thank you. But do as the lady says.
Oh, trust me, I don't want to lose my sanity. Don't have
My
much in this world
life.
but my mind.
It's a good one at that.
Oh, you flatter me, sir.
Why did we have to come downstairs?
This is the largest space for this kind of ritual. Need this sort of room.
I see.
Once everybody is ready, we shall begin.
Do we need to... What do we do?
Sturgeon puts out his cigarette and readies himself.
I simply need yourselves to be here. I shall start the ritual, and I shall help you take up such things. Though until then, try to keep your sanity, do not leave the circle, and whatever you do, do not listen to her. As you see the Madame sort of begin chant, and sort of kneel down by the bowl, and begin this sort of a long, drawn out. It sounds to be Latin, and it is a sort of very low, guttural, repetitive chant. That I'll say it's easy enough for you all to begin. As you sort of listen in it, you find yourselves almost compelled, in a way, to begin chanting along.
Would I be able to pick out any words?
I was going to say, with linguist, could I do anything on that one?
Yes. So...
Sterling will stay silent. Sturgeon will stay silent.
Sterling is also staying silent. Sterling is sulking.
Aww. They're doing weird cult stuff without me.
You're in the room, you're present. You just can't afford to risk
That's
it.
like giving a participation trophy. That's so
Oh.
Could do my Latin roll. Ah.
Aww.
So I've got linguist, but I don't know what that actually does, so...
So, essentially, you would know. Basically, if say there was some sort of weird cultist chant, and you weren't sure what it was, you'd have a bonus die to figure out. Oh, well, that's that. Or if you found some random book and decided to start reading it for whatever reason.
Not out loud.
Yeah, not out loud. But it was in a foreign language. You'd figure out what that language was, sort of thing.
Cool.
So as she begins and you begin. You kind of feel this pressure begin to build, sort of thing, as she's taking various objects. You notice what looks to be a dead chicken that she sort of cuts open, spills the bones and sort of the blood into the bowl, before she picks up various other bits and pieces, like a few roots, what looks to be a red sort of liquid in like a vial, as she sort of opens and pours, and she begins to chant more and more. Before long, she finishes, and as she does, she kind of sets a light to the contents of the bowl, and a large sort of red flame just sort of, and there's black smoke, and you all hear behind you, well now, isn't this an interesting turn of events? As you see behind you. Oh, hang on.
Oh no, it's Pretty Woman.
Women. Hey, what could the worst be for that? Yes, as this sort of drop dead gorgeous bombshell is basically sort of stood in the doorway, sort of leaning against it, curly dark hair, bright, that sort of femme fatale red sort of lipstick, smoky eyes, deep red dress, and she's just sort of like stood there looking at you. So what do I owe this pleasure? You kind of look towards Missouri and you see that she is essentially not quite there. Her eyes have turned white and she's sort of very softly under her breath, sort of continually chanting. Seems that you guys are alone with Madame Fox. That's what I'm calling her for a moment, yes.
Is she
Well, speak
like?
up. Sorry.
Is she like someone like see through? Like she look like a solid body in the room, or
She is solid. She looks like someone's just come down from upstairs and sort of just waiting in the door frame sort of thing.
that is what Arthur assumes.
Yes. So, well, speak up, dearies. I haven't got all night. I'm sure you're dying to ask me something. Otherwise, why would you contact me in such a way?
Yes. I'm not too sure how much contact you have with Missouri. Do you know who we are?
Oh, I'm very familiar with you, darling. Though I must say, Mr. Kane over there is new. Hello, dear. And she kind of gives a little wave.
I so
Wink.
hello.
So, tasty. Oh, I'm dying. to
Sturgeon rolls his
you.
eyes.
Oh, and how could I forget the little brother? Oh, such taste.
No one's called me little for quite a while.
Good to be back.
Yes, dear. What can I do for you?
Well, it's we need to know what we need to do next. We have ideas, but there's no location. We're not too sure where to start.
Yes, it seems you came into a bit of bother with a group of worms, shall we say, or at least a couple. And now you're wondering what to do. With this, she sort of begins to stroll into the room, and sort of wanders around the circle a bit. Well, if I were you, seeing as now, although, and she looks directly into Sturgeon's eyes, some people tried to stop them, they undoubtedly know who you are now. If I were you, such brave little souls as you are, I'd strike first. You need to find this little group and interrogate them, kill them, do whatever. Comes to mind first, I suppose. I mean, it's better them than you, of course. And destroying them destroys all attempts, of course, to bring back the chained siren. Is that what you want to do, dear? Stop an
If that's it's a firm option.
Yes.
I'm not too sure how a librarian, a boxer, and a psychic, and an archaeologist
Scholar.
could go. Apologies.
Accepted.
Could go about dismantling the masked ones.
Oh, my dear little bookworm. Believe me, you humans tend to find ways in the most entertaining methods of, well, thwarting yourselves and interfering with things. I wouldn't pass even such humble occupations as yourselves. At least putting a spanner in the works somehow.
Do you know where they are? Or where they're located? Or
I might, but what's it worth to me, my dear?
well, it seems as if my forearm is going for retail at the moment, so apologies. What would you want?
What do you want?
Thought we were told not to make deals.
Simple. I have no need of your just yet. Though when I do, and I come calling, I just ask to be repaid is all. I mean, what harm could me owing little old me a favour?
Much.
Dangerous.
Much.
Oh, so you've been listening to the little, and she sort of turns to the towards Madame Moses. You've been talking to the little fortune teller. They're hot a ten a penny these days. Turn a couple of tricks, and they think they're God's given gift. Honestly, you really listen to those? And what about you, Mr. Sterling? And she turns towards Sterling. Would you owe me a favour? And she winks.
I'm not allowed to speak right now.
Oh, Mr. Sterling, though. Have you always followed the rules?
Can I do an occult check to see what she is?
No!
I
Damn
will
it, Sterling!
Oh, shit. Right, I'll leave it up to you. You can either do a cult or Cthulhu Mythos.
I've got a better chance of a cult. A cult.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Sturgeon is going to put a hand on her shoulder.
Mhm.
He's not in the conversation right now. You're with us. I regret everything.
No problem.
Yes. In the circle, though, yes?
I'm in the circle, I haven't moved.
Not you, I mean
Right.
Sturgeon.
Oh,
I'm in the circle, yeah.
Yeah.
She
in the
walked
circle.
in.
I don't think she walked into the circle, though.
She's around the circle.
Oh, okay.
She has not entered the circle.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
I'm still in it, I think. My hand's outside it.
Hmm.
I grip my cane.
It's slightly different, but I'll say it. So with that, as you put your hand on her shoulder, I will need a power roll from you, and it will need to be extreme to pass this check.
Is it purple or green?
Green, and you cannot use luck.
That is a failure.
Okay.
Goodbye, brother.
Goodbye, brother. So,
Glad someone came to replace me.
Sturgeon, you can do it. No, they can't. Yes, they can. You find this woman. To be fair, honest, what way does Sturgeon swing? No judgment, but which way?
He likes the ladies.
Right, he likes ladies. Okay. You think you fall
What time zone are we in? What date? What year are we in?
the 1930?
He likes the ladies.
Yes. No worries. Yeah, you find that you think you fall in love. This woman couldn't be wrong. I mean, it's just a little favor. I mean, what's the harm in it? She's so lovely. What's the worst that could happen? I mean, it'll make her happy if you owe her a favor, and it could mean that she'll be with you, perhaps. But essentially, you fall in love with this woman.
Sturgeon pulls his hand away. Sorry.
It's okay, darling.
What? A favor for when? What would you want? Just anything?
Yes. At the moment, I have no need of such a strong, skilled man. Though in the future, I may need to call on your services.
What I'd like to do at this point, I'd like to grab my cane, like, the whole, jump up, swing the cane up, so it's like the bottom is in hand. I'd like to smack him on the shoulder with the handle of the cane. They said not to make deals with this woman. Don't you dare.
Right. Yes. Nothing wrong with her, though.
No, she's quite beautiful, but let's make deals. If I'm playing by the rules, so should you.
I will say that when you kind of get struck, I have to read up better than this for maybe next time, but you kind of get that, like, yeah, she is okay, but was I falling in love with it? That sort of like, wait, is it just lust? Or, that sort of like, I thought I was in love with it, but now I'm doubting it, sort of thing. Feeling comes over you, but she's still an attractive woman.
Sturgeon just kind of goes into his pocket and like, right.
No problem. So, what is your answer? I mean, if you just want information, I can give you some. But for what you really need, I require a bit of payment for my efforts.
Maybe set parameters.
You may, depending on those parameters, my dear.
We don't have to kill anybody.
Boring, but yes.
Or summon anything.
Boring, but yes.
Our favour will not cause potentially more harm in the future. We aren't going to start the end of the world, is what I'm trying to say, seeing as we are giving our best efforts to stop that from happening right now.
Well, that cannot be guaranteed, my dear, because though you may stop this when this world is destined to end at some point.
Yes, but it wouldn't be by our hand in your favour.
Oh, that I can probably guarantee.
I'd like it to be a firm yes, if we're doing deals.
Give me a persuade or charm roll.
Ooh. She's not too good at that. Let me double check.
Only if we had Sterling's mustache.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Honestly, it's probably a good thing Sterling's got here because fuck.
Okay.
Taken ages ago.
Yeah, didn't think so. She's not the most charming.
Put it this way, my dear. If you fail, and you still owe me the favor, and I do what you ask of me, and fail, and the world ends, does that mean I go back to my dear? It's a bit vague, your request there. I mean, I can give you what you want and require my favor. However, if you were to fail, as I said, the world will still end. Or there may be other forces that are still turning that you may come across and start to try to take down. Am I to step in then as well? I can guarantee that my favor will not directly cause the end of the world. It's too boring. Well, humanity is too fun to let it end just yet.
If I owe you a favor, does that take up more space on parts of my body that I feel like I should probably check over, actually, at this point?
I will not leave a mark on that wonderful skin of yours, my dear.
Thank you.
It is a pleasure.
Included in the price. This. Do you know how to get rid of it?
And she will walk over to you, and if you will allow, she sort of like puts her hand out, and if you allow,
I'll put it as close to the circle so it's not over the circle, so she's still on one side and I'm still here.
Yeah, she looks at the circle, looks at the arm, it's like, fine. And she looks at it, well, very few things can remove it, and I am unfortunately not one of them. Though I could direct you to something that can.
I'm gonna look at Sturgeon and Sterling, like, and then a bit Arthur, just like, you can tell me off regardless. But
The favor you want, will it be for the whole group or just one of us?
Potentially the group of you, though it may just require the skills of one. I have not decided what the favor will be yet. It will depend on what my needs are at the time.
I will owe you this favor. Sterling's already suffered enough. I don't want to put my brother through any harm's way already. And Nancy, you've already got your tag.
My tag, it's not mine.
Yeah, different. From a different being.
Mm,
I'm relatively unscathed.
yes, you are. Brave little soldier, standing up for the others, taking the brunt of the hits. Ooh, I do love myself a hero.
That's my job.
Well then.
With their roses' eyes.
it's like, I was going to, but okay.
She will walk back over to you, Sturgeon. As she sort
I don't
of
leave the circle.
That's fine. She'll look at you, and she'll come essentially where you are. She'll be like nose to nose, but on her side of the circle. It seems that we have a deal then. I help you decide to find these worms. You take them out however you see fit, with violence, without violence. I don't really care. And then you owe me a favor. Seems pleasurable for me.
Will here in the corner. Just be wary about favours. No, just leave it at that.
But this
So-
favor is only with me, correct?
If you so wish. Though the
And
offer
all
does-
other parameters still fulfilled. It won't cause the end of the world. It won't cause murdering anyone. Won't summon anything.
These are the parameters as I understand them. My favor cannot cause the end of the world, nor can I expect you, through my favor, to also cause the end of the world. You do not have to kill people to stop the apocalypse. Are these agreeable to you?
Okay, and people in general, that was also just part of the plan, just like.
Well, it's up to you if you kill or not. I'm not going to judge.
No, included in the parameters of the deal. Apologies.
Okay. So new parameter.
Well,
You do not have to kill people. End of story.
think but
Is that a deal?
That's the deal.
How would you like to seal this deal?
Sturgeon just looks away and goes red for a second.
just
How would you normally... Sterling? How would you...
Oh, don't ask him. He doesn't know. But I prefer to seal my deals with a kiss, my dear.
If that is the norm.
Yes. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. So, do you seal the deal?
Yep.
Okay.
smooches.
Smooches.
K-I-S-S-I-N-G.
Yes.
I just had a kiss with a being from the beyond.
Mm-hmm. It's surprisingly normal. There was no like
Nice.
oogly boogly or weird stuff.
Extra
It's just-
tongue.
yeah,
Just
no.
extra long tongue.
Xenomorph tongue.
No evil flies flew into my mouth as soon as she kissed me.
No snake tongue or anything like that. No.
I start playing Careless Whisper.
Yeah, it just seemed like a normal kiss. Do you close your eyes or not?
Yes.
You close your eyes. Okay.
Oh no.
When you
He's a
open them-
gentleman.
he's a gentleman. When you open your eyes, the woman is gone. And as as the rest of you see, she basically as soon as she finishes kissing, she just disappears in a cloud of red smoke. And Missouri kind of takes this sort of loud before collapsing, and sort of slowly coming to herself as well.
Where did she? There was...
Oh yes. So this is a creepy thing. So this is your first time.
My eyes were closed. I didn't see shit.
I
Don't
know
make me
you
roll
saw it,
anything.
but seeing as Arthur, this is the first sort of creepy stuff that you've seen. Can you make a sanity roll for me, please?
I'm a damnedest.
How sane are you, my brother?
Okay.
Yeah. How do I make a sanity roll?
So on your character sheet,
Yep.
It's under your
Like
main character
sanity.
stats. It's sanity,
Okay.
yes.
and it's one of the it's the green dice.
It's the green dice, yes.
Should be a green.
Ooh.
Success.
Oh,
So
you
despite
lucky
the fact that
dog.
was weird as hell, your brain kind of thinks it must have been a sort of a trick of the light, mirrors, some sort of thing. I mean, you're in a sort of psychic shop. There's bound to be an explanation.
There was a bunch of black smoke earlier. Why not red?
I
Yeah.
once heard of this man Harry Houdini, an upcoming performer, do something similar. So surely an explanation is there. I will
Yes.
consult this man.
Yes. With that, Missouri will sort of very raspily sort of point out and say, ring the bell and Jedward will arrive and help. And she sort of points to a table next to the door where there's like a little golden bell sort of thing sat on it.
Can we leave the circle then?
It is safe to do so, yes.
And if you two have questions to ask, I'll sort of like walk over, ring the
Hobble
bell.
over.
I'll ring the bell.
Sterling, are you okay?
Yeah.
Am I okay?
I'm
Sterling, how is Sterling?
Oh, sorry.
Sturgeon's fine.
Fuck.
I'm
Every
more
time.
concerned over Sturgeon. Just saw Sturgeon make a deal.
Yes, we'll get to that in a moment. He did, yes, and at the moment she has not held up her part of the bargain. So
With that, Jedward will come down. I love that his name is Jedward now. And we'll sort of like go over to I'll turn that down a bit. Missouri and help her up. Before he says that you guys are free to go back to the main room, which I assume you do.
does she look okay?
She looks a bit sort of shaken and sort of weak, as if that sort of like tired, like overworked, maybe a bit burnt out sort of thing. If you were to ask, Jedward would just reassure you that with a bit of rest and a bit of tea, she'll be back to normal. She'll recover.
Could
Shall
I roll
go?
a medicine or / first aid?
I mean, she'll be okay. It's not like going to the last. It's just essentially she just exerted herself.
Okay.
It's up to you. Back in the main room, you're all sat. Jedward takes Missouri elsewhere before returning. I shall leave you to yourselves out if you so wish, or you can stay here and discuss anything. But I must tend to the madame. Please accept our apologies as he leaves. He left there for like a few minutes before you hear a familiar voice. The woman is once again back. Now that was fun. Hello, darlings.
I sort of look towards the group. There's no circle. Why is there no circle? We were told to be in a circle.
Why are you doing it without the bowl? We didn't.
No, you did not summon me this time. However, we do have a bargain. Yes? Or would you like me to rescind what I offer and simply take it with me?
You're right. I would want to get what we paid for. what I paid for.
Oh, darling, I'm not here to collect just yet. I'd like to string my heroes along for a bit longer. Plus, I haven't got anything going on at the moment. So, safe from the hook for now. Right then, yes. Your friends, shall we call them the Solemn Screams?
Hmm.
The ones looking to release the chain siren, because of course that's always a good idea. Currently, there are a few factions of them scattered about the place. Poring over books, scrolls, the whole lot. The usual scholarly deal. No offense, Mr. Arthur. I do like a good bookworm.
I don't know how to respond.
For the time being, though, they seem to have a place out in the mountains, out west. Seems to be their headquarters. I believe that an acquaintance of yours has been taken there, Dr. Armitage, as well as a few of the more high-ranking, they call themselves, members of this cult. I suggest you go there. There's a map there, and she sort of indicates at the table, and you notice for the first time that there's now a map there. That should lead you there, to them. As you don't want to kill them, it's up to you how you take care of them. Call the police, simply sneak in and take what's yours. It's up to you. I'll leave the details to you devils, of course. As for your mark, you'll find what you're looking for at the headquarters. There, someone will be able to help you. Eventually. But it won't be easy. I can tell you that much. Sometimes when these beings get their hooks into you, only death will start the process of getting those hooks out. But luckily, it's not one of those creatures. If you were to die, the hooks would definitely leave you out. Is there anything else that you require before
I do have one question.
Oh yes, my dear.
What do we call you?
Oh, myself, of course. How foolish of me. I should have introduced myself. You can call me the Red Queen, my dear.
The Red Queen.
Yes. It's a whole get-up, as you can tell. Which indicates at the sort of red lipsticks. Yeah, you see? Believe me, my dear. These days, royalty doesn't have to be stuffy old queens and kings and castles. We can be just whatever we like. And I tend to like this look. At the moment, of course. So if you prefer blonde, I can always... And she sort of like tussles her hair a little, that sort of like puff up. And as she does, you all see like the hair instantly pretty much just change to blonde. I can see how they have more fun.
Can I roll to see if I know anything about the Red Queen? Like if I've heard anything.
I'd say it'd have to be occult or Cthulhu mythos.
Success. Ooh.
Oh,
50.
shit!
Cool.
You have heard of the Red Queen in sort of whispered talks. But it's mostly rumours and things like that. You know it's something to do with a sort of demon or some sort of creature. Maybe an aspect or avatar of something bigger and badder. But you're not sure much else. It's just vague rumours and tales at the moment. You're not quite sure on exact facts.
Cool.
But yes, darlings, I must be off soon, so is there anything else? Or are we done? For now, of course. And she kind of like blows a kiss to Sturgeon.
Sturgeon flinches a little bit, but accepts it. And if you can accept a blown kiss, I guess. It's a pleasure meeting you, I think.
Oh, the pleasure's all mine. And what pleasures we will have, my little Sturgeon. Oh, this is weird. I will say this is the first time I've ever done this kind of shit, so.
Just a quick question. before we
Same?
go.
Yes?
I'm assuming you've seen pretty much everything. You've seen what I've seen.
I see a lot, yes.
What is
Yes.
the name, if you write it down, of the creature I saw?
Oh, the tunneling black thing that became you. Oh, well, I can speak it out loud. It's not like it's dangerous or anything. Well, it's a bit violent and definitely will quite happily eat a human. But it's not dangerous to say out loud. It's, well, you're... And she sort of like motions at like you lot in general. Your human biology can't pronounce its true name, but the closest thing that your kind has is a mouth eater. I'll put that in the chat now as well.
What?
Mouth eater.
It's a weird diet?
Oh, yes. They're, well, picky eaters. As far as I recall, they prefer to eat the vocal cords and other similar various species organs, but human vocal cords and essentially voice boxes they tend to like. And they go about it quite violently. Put it this way, they're a bit messy when it comes to eating.
You're otherworldly yourself. What exactly are you?
Oh, Sturgeon. That's a bit rude to ask a lady, isn't it?
If you are a lady.
Well, that is a bit rude.
Even I'm a bit like.
I mean, in this
My
form-
apologies.
Apology accepted. In this form, I am a lady, yes. But I have many other faces.
Very well.
Yes. But is there anything else?
There are a lot of things, but I feel as though that we may be overreaching or overstaying our welcome with your presence.
No, I enjoy this little chat. It's fun to get out and about every now and then. Otherwise, I'm stuck in that stuffy place, listening to various relatives, you could call them.
Sort of look towards the rest of the group and sort of like the really raised eyebrows, like, can I ask something? And then I'll
Go ahead,
Miss
brother.
Arthur. An unasked question is easily to spot. What would you like, my dear?
just, as always, do information. And I'll pull out the disc.
Mm-hmm.
And the others here provide me a bit of insight as to what this is, but you seem knowledgeable.
Oh,
Could you give a more definite answer as to what this is?
of course. Flattery will get you everywhere. And she will take it. And sort of you see her sort of like play with it in her hand, sort of thing, just sort of like twist it over. Yes, they're well, not exactly dangerous. They offer a bit of protection and sometimes a bit of guidance. They're sort of keys in a way. Maybe useful to keep hold of it for now. May need it in the near future.
And how would one go about using this key or obtaining the guidance?
If you were to focus on it long enough and put a little bit of yourself in, it should help guide you in the right direction. As for using it as a key, well, how do you use it as a key? How do you use keys? You put them in locks. Key does the rest.
I'll look towards Sterling. saying that just put a bit of soul into it that can guide you, and I'll just put the hand out to try and receive my disc piece.
Of course, yes. I do apologize. Sometimes I just forget myself, and she'll hand it back.
Much obliged.
Of course.
My apologies for my rudeness before, but
I'll allow it for now. After
Thank
all,
you.
it isn't every day that you meet someone like me, is it? And she
Very
does bring the
true.
beer again.
flinches a little bit. Very true.
Yeah.
Do you
Mhm.
do you know of any symbols potentially that we could use to try and keep ourselves a little safer from, I guess, potential prying eyes or the eyes of the Solemn Screams?
Well, humans are notoriously tricky creatures. Usually, if you hide away from their eyes, you're fine. Though some of you have started learning how to use magic. You've already come across the Elder sign, and that's usually a pretty good sign and way to protect yourself, though more powerful or able of your kind with magic may be able to overpower it. And keep an eye on you from time to time, but that's about it.
Sturgeon offers her a cigarette. So we've had in
She will take it, but she doesn't smoke it. Oh, sorry, I got hiccups now.
um, we've had encounters with this two moons. The
Yeah.
mistress of this house said it was maybe something to do with a portal. What was your sense about it?
Well, my dear, since you asked so nicely, there are more than one world. It's the only one, the Earth that you were born on. But there are multiple dimensions, lands, worlds, all that sort of business. Some of them are locked away behind gates. Some of them, the angles of time. Some of them, and she'll sort of very gently sort of like place a finger on your head, locked away in your dreams. There are various ways to gain entry to these places. And these places are all different, yet they can be similar. The place you speak of is locked away for a reason. It was a prison set up for the chain siren. She got a bit uppity, so her master had to lock her away.
Here, Master.
She has a master.
Oh, we all have masters and rulers, of course. Various ones, but yes.
Would it be beneficial to us to contact them? And
No. Unless you wanted to start an apocalypse, but of course,
it's definitely not what we want.
yes.
But they can't be too happy with her being released if they're the ones who sealed them away.
Oh, well, times change, attitudes change, you know how it is. Some of these elder beings are a bit more fickle, like you humans. Your minds change. Sometimes a little bit of change is good. Sometimes it's world ending, but swings and roundabouts. There's more worlds to playing.
I just have one final question, mostly for my own well-being, so apologies for the selfishness. Are you aware of the book that I have in my possession?
Oh, yes. Knowledge. Be careful with that. You don't want it getting into the wrong hands. And you may want to try and keep your sanity after reading it. Sometimes ignorance is bliss, as they say.
Would you advise me to continue reading it?
With this, she kind of looks over at you, quite intently, and sort of stares at you a couple of times for a few minutes. Not like bad, but sort of thinking. I'll leave that decision to yourself. You know your capabilities. You know your strengths. But ask yourself this question. What is the price of the knowledge that I gain? And is it worth it?
Will it help me find my father?
Possibly. But that's all I have time for now, darlings. I shall see you very soon. Ta-ta for now. And she'll blow a kiss at you all before she disappears once more into red mist.
For otherworldly beings, she was quite friendly.
Friend.
That's what scares me the most. Sterling, you were awfully quiet.
Yeah, I've taken a step back, but I'm thinking. Trying to figure things out.
Not another plan.
No. My head hurts too much for that. Where's this place? It's the mountains. Where exactly?
East. We can look. Let's look at the map.
Look at the map.
The map.
Yeah.
On the map. On the
Yes,
map.
looking at the map, because I've totally done this beforehand. So the map shows. Yes, why not? Ah, that's how we do it. Right. A place. Wait, where is Chicago?
Where is Chicago?
Yeah, it's like I'm having, because I say it's to the west, but I'm just double checking my. Yes, it is right. So it will be to the west, right? Okay. I was double checking my places and stuff. Yeah. So up in the mountains, there's a place, and it's marked on the map called Sioux Falls. In South
sorry?
Dakota. So I'll put it in the chat now. But it's a
Okay.
place in Sioux Falls. So north, south.
Nom 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 nom. Mouth
Fucking
eater.
mouth eater.
I have to finish the artwork for that.
Oh god.
I started it ages ago and forgot to finish it, so don't worry about it. But yeah, so Sioux Falls, South Dakota. It's west. It's probably like back in them days, probably like a day's trip there. And it is a bit of a mountainy town, I think.
Hmm.
And we've got a good couple of months until the stars align.
Yes, but if we can stop it, then we wouldn't have to worry. But if we just take down, yes, that may be the headquarters, but I'm sure there's other factions, and they could just start up again. And
I think our priority should be to save the ones taken.
Yes.
Dr. Armitage, I can't imagine what they're doing to him. Is anyone good at sneaking into buildings?
Let me look at my character sheet. No.
My only experience would be sneaking into parts of the library when I was younger, but that's about
I
it.
wasn't a very good spy for the military. Wasn't my job, I'm afraid.
Not the stealthy sort.
With a cane like this, it's not in my wheelhouse.
How are you feeling, brother? After all that?
I think the word is processing.
Mm.
You know,
That's...
I thought I've seen some shit in my days, but apparently,
Not
once
quite.
again, brother, you surprised me.
It's my job.
That was...
Sterling's gonna go into his pocket and pull out his pocket watch. What time is it? How long have we been here? There's no clocks on the walls. It's like Las Vegas.
I say there probably was 1 or 2 clocks.
But they're all wrong times, like times of different worlds.
Mhm.
Well, there's the right times, but not for here, sort of thing. There's like maybe clocks for different time periods, as time zone sort of thing. But it's probably about mid-afternoon, maybe early evening sort of thing. You've been there about, I'd say about 4 hours maybe,
Oh,
from the time you
jeez.
got there. Between the ritual and sort of contacting the Red Queen, talking with her, it's been a couple of hours.
I can't help but feel I might be going into your crazy thought process on this one, but about Disc. She said that you want to find 2 moons, Sterling.
Hmm.
If we focus on this, it could guide us to where we can find these 2 moons, or this gate for them, portal, as you might put it.
That makes sense. Actually, yeah.
Does
Maybe
anyone know how to put my mind into this? Like, how does one? Against
You
forehead.
focus, and typically a drop of blood tends to do the trick also. So she mentioned a part of you, so
I will say this: as you concentrate on the disc,
Oh no.
you can spend magic points to essentially activate it.
Okay. How many of those do I have?
I think
I
you have
have-
about 12.
I've got 12 magical points.
Yes. So I'll
Magical
say
boy.
Magic boy, yes. So I'll say it will be 2 magic points to activate it,
Okay.
if you so wish.
I mean, do you think it's worth it?
Maybe outside.
Yeah.
Suit yourselves. We shall do it outside.
shall we go find a place to stay for the night?
It'll be easy enough to find a hotel.
Brother, where are you staying?
To be honest, I hadn't really made that plan. I have a return ticket back at some point, but I can leave that. Just get a new one later.
Mhm.
As I said, could spend some time with you. I found you now. After all these years, I'm not just going to leave you all of a sudden. Tempting as it might be sometimes.
It's only been 4 hours, brother.
I know. But you have no idea in that 4 hours how many times I thought just leaving crossed my mind.
Mhm. No problem. It's easy enough to find a hotel, if you so wish. And
The best hotel, please.
yeah, it's easy enough. You make reservations. You kind of check in. You can either have your own rooms each or share. It's up to you guys.
I would like my own room anyway because
Yeah, that's fair.
Same
I'm a
place.
lady.
I'm a lady.
I'm a lady.
I'm a lady, of course. That's fine.
I shall take the penthouse.
Of course. If there is a
I shall
penthouse,
take the bath.
no problem. Yeah. So, what are you doing? In the hotel then? You sort of trying out.
Meet up in the Sturgeon's penthouse, I suppose.
Fair enough. No problem.
I have roof access.
You have roof access.
Even
Yes.
if I got on
Get to the top.
it's just...
Why could they invent the escalator yet?
No, but they do have lifts. So. Whoop.
Brother, this lift going straight into my room.
I don't trust engineers.
I love it. Yeah. So that's easy enough.
It's one way to keep fit, I suppose.
Someone has to.
Yes.
But should we do this in my room or the roof?
Do it in your room, probably better.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, sit at the foot of the bed. So you said a drop of my blood, you said?
Typically does the trick. Oh,
Fine.
goodness. No, you should be fine. No, you should be.
For the drop of blood or without the drop of blood? You're concerning me now.
Yes. Well, it's one of those situations where we're just going to have to see how this plays out.
Fantastic. And I, like, grab the top of my cane, and I, like, turn the head around a little bit so it clicks and slide out, like, just the top half of the blade. And then I'll just run prick my finger against the very sharp edge of it. So I've just cut a wee bit my index finger, dab it on. Right, okay.
Mhm.
Just stare down the disc.
Sorry.
So take two magic points off.
Yes, chef.
Ooh.
And as you begin to focus on this disc, you get a vision of it looks to be like an old manor house. You're almost like having slightly different age, but like a fly-through sort of view. You go through the sort of main doors, head down through several flights of stairs into what looks to be a large, almost like cavernous area with a stone altar and an indentation that matches about the same size and shape as the disc. You then sort of come out of the building, well, go back up to like the main floor before going up to like the attic, where you see an older gentleman who looks to have been battered quite brutally, basically hanging on to dear life, and several masked figures sort of milling around, cleaning up what looks to be bloody instruments before your vision completely comes back to normal.
I was taking note of that.
Mm-hmm.
Speed route, I'll clean that up later.
I mean, it's always recorded.
Yes.
True.
Yes.
Also, look at the disc and they're like, I just saw something.
Did you know?
Jarvis, can we get a glass of water, please?
Is Jarvis with us?
He fucking drove us here. I hope so.
Of course. As he goes off, brings
Oh, brother, this is my
back
butler, Jarvis.
What? Okay. So many questions.
I mean, the first question is, what did you see?
I don't know where, but I was outside a very big manor house of some description. I don't know where. I've never seen it before. I went down several flights of stairs to, I don't know, basement-like area, but doesn't quite fit basement vibe. But at the end of it, there was a stone altar that had an indentation to fit this disc. I'm assuming it looked almost identical. And then I went back upstairs. Did I go to the very top of the house that time, or just the same
Yeah,
level? Or...
It seemed to be like an attic level sort
Cool.
of thing.
So I then went up to I think the top of the house potentially. I didn't get a good idea, but I saw a man, an older man. He doesn't look very well, clinging on for dear life. Surrounded by strange masked figures cleaning up. Implements, instruments, a lot of blood.
That sounds like Armitage.
Yes. We're going to need to go save him.
Time is at an essence now.
Could I describe what the old man looked like? See if it actually helps them
Yeah,
work out if he's their friend or not.
I will say describe him because I cannot, for the like of me at the moment, remember what he actually looks like. So
Other
I
What
don't
you
think we ever
described,
actually
man.
had a description. He just
Yeah.
looked very unwell the last time.
yeah, what I will say is that from his description, Arthur describes Dr. Armitage.
Brother, you never really travelled outside the building, did you?
No, I started my vision on the outside of the grounds, and I
What was
saw
the
the
time
front
of
of the
day?
house.
It was sort of the same time as days now, so probably early evening.
About early
Um,
evening or so.
Surrounded by forests, and what looked like possibly mountains in the distance.
I'll relay that out. Also, does it look like we're actually on the foot of the mountains, like upper mountains sort of thing potentially, or hard to tell?
It was hard to tell. being not from, well,
Yeah, further back perspective sort of thing. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I'll relay that to the group.
Well, it sounds like your vision was in the present day, not in the past or future.
Can I just do something culty?
Yes.
And it was
Yes.
impressive.
Congratulations.
Okay. So that was real then, in the shop. That was an otherworldly being.
You're catching on quicker than Logan ever did.
You're
I'll then
catching on
look.
quicker than these two ever did.
I'll look to Sturgeon.
Mm.
So after we were told not to make a fucking deal, you then make a deal with it, knowing what they were.
Lives are at stake, brother. We
In what-
can't afford to waste time.
Questions on that, actually. Very good point. Well made. You kept saying apocalypse. That's a big thing to go throwing around a word like that. Should I be
Yes.
concerned?
Yes.
Yes. Why
It's
do
not
you
a word
think?
we normally use lightly, but it is
Yes.
becoming very common in our vocabulary.
What?
He wouldn't have made such a deal if it wasn't. Yeah. Yes.
World is at stake right now.
Correct.
Not. It is impending. I feel would be the best word.
Okay.
As you said, as Madame said, they would require something to break the chains, as well as the aligning stars. The stars are not yet aligned. We have some months left. However, the longer we leave it, the more time they have to find what they need.
And Armitage as well. His life's in peril.
That
I wonder how
too.
he ties into this. Maybe does he have the key to what they're looking for?
He's read the book.
He has.
Do you know what the chains remind me of? You know those ice chains that you sent in the asylum? That caused the tattoo on your hand?
Yes.
That's what the chains remind me of.
They seem to be just, I suppose, otherworldly chains. I wonder if there's a chain store that beings and all can go to if they want to chain people up.
But they were bigger.
Bigger?
Much bigger.
Much bigger.
Like, for comparison, the chains that you saw in the asylum, probably about like half a foot thick. The chains you saw in your vision, 10, 20 foot thick. At
So-
least.
In chunky chain, man.
Big,
Yes.
big,
Big
chains.
chunks.
And
Big
there's
chunks.
multiple chains.
So this siren is bigger than I thought that they would be.
Yeah,
Well, I
sounds
thought
like
sirens,
sounds like they made a whole different world to prisoner her in.
Even I am nervous in this adventure.
That's not a sign.
No, no, it isn't, is it?
Maybe?
We've got to go save the doctor.
Time is at an essence. We have to do it quickly.
Mm-hmm. And with that, I'm going to say we can leave it there for tonight. Because it's a good place to stop.
Yes.
Done.
Yes. So I hope you guys enjoyed, both players and people watching. Bye. I haven't forgot about you guys. I'm gonna stop this stuff. Just because otherwise it'll get annoying. But yeah, so thank you guys for staying and watching. I know there's some sort of thank you, Matt, as well. First time.
No,
Yes,
thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's strange to have someone who isn't already knowing of my weirdness to come and join us. So yay!
Thanks for having me again, all of you guys. So thank you.
It's always
Thank you
nice
for
to pull
joining us,
someone into
yeah.
the weirdness that is Cthulhu.
what I like as well is obviously I don't have to roleplay being ignorant to these things. I generally don't know. So I feel like I start to roleplay like metagame. I was like, I actually don't know what you guys talk. Who's this cult? I don't fucking know.
Yes. So
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
yes.
You have your own Twitch channel, Matt with Power.
I do indeed.
Would you like to give yourself a little plug?
So I am a D&D streamer here on the Twitchverse. Currently streaming my homebrew D&D 5e campaign, The Shadows We Fear. Not too far into it. I'm going to be doing a lot more streaming soon. I had a very busy New Year's, but things have calmed down now, so I'll be back to streaming more than 1 week soon. Promise.
Nice.
Very. As well as that, I don't know how. Despite the fact that I have streamed before, I don't know how all this works. However, I believe that wherever they are, Sarah and Doran, like on my screen, they're like, eh.
I have a cat.
I mean,
I
literally
can't do anything.
that way.
Yeah. So Doran and Sarah know what they're doing. Because I think because usually we raid shit and do things and
Yeah.
press buttons and do all the techno shit.
Technology.
Technology is a wonderful thing if you understand it. And I work in tech.
I don't understand it.
Yeah, sort of. So yeah, so I'll kind of pass it over to you guys. Because
Yeah.
you know what you're doing.
So let's go try and find a channel to raid. Unless one of the lovely Fumble folks who are managing Fumble folks has a channel already for us.
The collective person that is Fumblefucks.
The collective
Yes,
person
it's
that
one of
is-
those things where, and here's something I prepared earlier. Boom.
I usually go by my live list, and currently only the marine mammals, which is little sea otters, are live. So
Yeah, they're
oh,
live.
that
And
would be
currently,
cool.
Bob Ross is live. So
I mean, Bob Ross.
Barbara.
Vampire the Masquerade by Van. That's cool. I want to play that.
Ooh, what is it?
Vampire the
Geek-
Masquerade.
Geek and Sundry play that, and I'll be curious about it.
Yeah, I played
played it,
the video game and it's fucking hilarious, especially when you're the insane characters.
the only thing I know about Vampire the Masquerade is that there's vampires.
There's vampires. There's
Supposedly.
And there's
Yes.
a masquerade.
Yes.
So shall we go and raid over to Vancouver by night then? Who's doing
Yeah.
that? Cool. Let's set this up.
Let's go do fuck. Sorry, Canadians. Canada.
Canadian.
Canada.
Canada land.
Canada land, yes. Let's go over by the Canadians. Hey.
So, schedule. I mean, there should be something going on Monday night, I think,
Yes.
usually. And then,
Always Monday.
if not,
Always Wednesday.
yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
Thursday. But pretty much every day of the week apart from Tuesdays and Sundays.
Yeah, 'cause fuck Tuesdays.
Fuck Tuesdays and fuck Sundays.
Yeah.
Mood.
But yeah, so I'm gonna raid you guys over. But anyway, thank you all for watching. And we'll see
Yes.
you next
Bye.
time.
Check out Matt with Power.
Yeah, check out Matt.
Yeah.
Apart.
Check out Matt.
Hello.
Hello.
It's me.
Yes. Ah, right.
Don't forget.